What's going on, guys? I'm Ben, back with another video, and this time I want to be talking about all those juicy profits you just took from the recent bull market and where can you reinvest that? You guessed it, to make more money. All right, so we've been in a recent bull market for the last couple of years. Plus, if you've discovered cryptocurrencies, well, you're in a good position and you have even more money to reinvest, especially if you were in tech like Tesla, Apple, or Amazon. All these shares were skyrocketing. They hit all-time highs and their returns were just crazy. This is what we call a fairy tale when it becomes a reality. So we're happy and all, bull market is going well, but we should be a bit cautious about this whole market situation. You see, this has been one of the biggest bull runs in our history, and now it's time to think about what's going to happen next. There are certain indicators that show that this could flip and the bear market might actually start. These signals are coming from world-leading economists and hedge fund managers. And like Warren Buffett usually says, when a taxi driver gives you tips about investment, well, it might be time to get out. Since we're not riding those many cabs nowadays because of this thing called the pandemic, we can still see this effect going on all over social media, where we get bombarded by investment tips all over the place. This means people are staying at home, they're piling up cash, and you guessed it, they want to do something with that money, and these are investments. Well, what I see the most is that people are encouraged to invest this money into the stock market or into cryptocurrencies or into real estate. And while this is good diversification and good to have money on the side that just grows for you, there's actually one thing I don't hear that often, and that is to invest that money in the best asset you have in this whole world, and that is you. You see, if you have a lot of money, that's really cool. But as you see with lottery winners and people who have ton of money, they actually realize that money on its own, it's not a great motivation. It's much better if you can use money for something good, something that would benefit the whole society as well. So this is what I suggest. There are 3 levels of risk I see you can take with your profits today. And there's a low risk, there's a medium risk, and there's a high risk investment you can do with all this money, and it will require a bit of time as well. So let's start off the list with the low risk investment. Here I'm thinking more of your education, of where you can take that money and learn something new, something that this age requires, more digital skills. So I'm thinking here about skills like programming, like user interface design, user experience design, social media marketing. You can also learn how to trade, video editing, or 3D modeling. These are some good skills you can land a job with or you can land a client with. And while these might not bring you millions, but they might bring you up to $100,000 or $200,000 if you can land some good clients. So let's talk about the medium risk. These are the more juicy bits where you can earn up to $1 million or a couple of millions. And this risk actually requires you to build a business. All right, so one of the best medium risks you can do is to actually learn how to run an e-commerce store, how you can dropship, how you can order in stock and sell that, and sell something valuable for people. I've seen people making millions with these kind of businesses. Only downside is to really do your research of how to do these kind of companies. There are so many people out there trying to sell you false courses, people who have never done it. So just do your due diligence and make sure they are legit. You can actually buy these kind of online stores, online businesses, or if you're really adventurous, you can buy a brick and mortar business. There's actually one great place I found where you can buy businesses, and this is called The Exchange. It's also endorsed by Shopify, so they're kind of legit. I would just have one piece of advice if you acquire a business. I would advise that you're passionate about what you're buying into, you know the industry, or even if you don't know the industry, you should be passionate about it. Also, I would advise getting an advisor who could help you at the beginnings to run this company. This place I just mentioned, the exchange, here are actual founders who sell you the company, and first they will help you of how to run the business. Another way how you can do some medium amount of risk is to buy property and flip it. So I know this requires quite a lot of capital, but once you do this, then you flip one house and then you keep flipping them, and there is virtually no limit how many houses you can flip. Plus, you would get to know the whole industry, how this whole thing works. The last way I can think how you can take medium amount of risk is you scale up the low level risk. This means that you would build an agency out of the skill you learned. You would outsource development, you would outsource social media. There are so many agencies out there that do these kind of things, and I bet you these are in the million marks. As a conclusion, a medium amount of risk would definitely require you to put some money in and also quite a lot of time, but these are more rewarding. These will give you some freedom. All right, so we are at the top. The highest level risk you can do with your profits, and this is to start building a product or a service online as a software or as a hardware. This is going to be the roughest ride you can have, and this has the promise to get you even to $1 billion mark. Chance of success will be really low, and you have to be comfortable with this. You have to know that the outcomes might not bring you the results you wanted, and you just have to be comfortable with this. It's totally fine. You will need to come up with something big, something that solves 1 billion people's problems. As a famous quote from Peter Diamandis is, the best way to become a billionaire is to help 1 billion people. So, all right, you chose this path. You also need to come up with a vision that a lot of people believe in, and you can attract people around you who also believe in that vision, and they believe that you can drive that forward. And this is how you can have a big impact on this whole planet. Plus, we have some huge problems to solve on this world, so it's also a good opportunity right now. All right, so what is my take on this whole thing? Well, as previous videos suggest, I want to go with the highest level of risk. I want to take those profits I got, and I just want to learn how to build businesses, how to make big impacts. I know it's going to be a tough ride, but I feel this is the best I can do while I'm on this planet, while I live. So I'm going to choose this and I want to go with it. Please let me know what kind of risk you want to take with your profits and where are you going to reinvest those gains. All right, guys, please hit that like button and subscribe, and let me know what kind of content you would like to see from the whole entrepreneurship world. That was it for me this time. Take care and see you next time.